Now to our other top story, the Department of Justice releasing thousands of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. CBS News Justice Department reporter Jake Rosen joins us now. Jake, these documents are highly redacted. What have you been able to learn so far?
Well, what we've seen is a reminder of the people who spent time with Jeffrey Epstein, some new photos of him hanging and spending social time with not just Ghislaine Maxwell, but former President Bill Clinton, in addition to Richard Branson, Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones, and some other people. In addition to that, what we've seen unsealed and some new valuable documents are some police reports filed, some with the FBI, others with Palm Beach Police, about victims who had gone to law enforcement years before Jeffrey Epstein was ever put behind bars, who told them about things that had happened to them, some of which were saying that an underage woman had photos taken of her sold by Jeffrey Epstein. She believed she had given Jeffrey Epstein over 100 massages and was paid for those massages. And a victim said that Jeffrey Epstein told her to leave her parents and try to find a way to potentially come live with him. It's really a staggering volume of documents. We're still continuing to comb through them, and the Department of Justice has also re-released a number of documents as well. We are still waiting, Lindsay, for some of the court filings that have been ordered to be unsealed, grand jury testimony, grand jury transcripts. Those are not included in this. And in a letter to Capitol Hill members from Deputy Attorney General Blanche, he said that these are going to continue, like he said in that TV clip you just saw, and that it took 200 plus Department of Justice lawyers to comb through these. However, we've seen Thomas Massie, the Republican, and Ro Khanna, who's a Democrat, who came together to force the vote to get this bill signed by President Trump, say that they're not satisfied because in the second line of this legislation that was signed by President Trump, Congress did, signed by President Trump. Again, we should remind our viewers that all files needed to be released by tonight, and that's not going to happen, the Deputy Attorney General said.
So if this deadline has arrived and passed, what is the accountability for future releases from the DOJ to make sure it's done in a timely manner? What should we expect?
Well, it's certainly possible that a lawsuit could be filed, Lindsay. It's certainly possible. We've seen some calls for Attorney General Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Blanche to be brought before oversight committee hearings to potentially face questions as to why this was not done in time. And a reminder of how sensitive some of these documents were, at least in the ones that I had personally reviewed. There are dozens of times of notable redactions in victims' names, social security information. And then, Lindsay, what has upset some people, specifically in Congress, is there are hundreds of pages of full blacked out redactions with no explanation of why. That will certainly be something that not just lawmakers get after, but potentially other people who had filed, whether it's victims or just interested members of the public who had filed FOIA requests and lawsuits to work to unseal some of these documents before tonight.
Jake Rosen, thank you.